This is Michael Hoffman. This is my talk on NoSQL security vulnerabilities. First off, I think it's important to mention that NoSQL stands for not only SQL, not NoSQL. Even though it sometimes seems that way. But to begin, I'm going to start with the where this all where what was the case before. Well, before we had our little friend Bobby Tables right there, and basically we had that he used the name right there, Robert Mark right paren. Anyway, what that does is the first part is seen by SQL to be the end of a statement. And then it continues and does the next statement. So it destroys all of the student data. So that was the good old SQL days. But wait, what's that? It's a bird. It's plain. It's NoSQL. And the pitch sometimes is NoSQL is NoSQL injection. NoSQL injection is no database admins. No database admins is more money for other things. Right? Well, this is the general way it's thought of. NoSQL databases are easy. And they are. They're not that hard to use. And now data admins are not necessary. That's been claimed by some. And so everything is right with the world. But we should always consider in these cases the question, why is something that used to be difficult now easy? When that's the case, we should immediately worry that something is being left out, that we're not seeing all of the problem, especially if it's said without an explanation as to why, or reference to the SQL, something like SQL. Generally, yes, the question is, how is this being handled? What is being handled outside of my control, and what are the repercussions? For example, what happened to little Bobby Tables? So what happened to little Bobby Tables? His fate proceeds. We regret to inform you that little Bobby Tables has perished. We display his last known likeness for posterity. But new information has come about. Is he really dead? Is there no more Bobby Tables? No. Now we have the injection apocalypse of JavaScript injection, more specifically server-side JavaScript injection. So I have I've shown that Bobby now is zombie Bobby, and he's on a NoSQL diet. So JavaScript injection, what's the problem here? What are we looking at? The new injection form. There's a new injection form. I'm going to show a quick video on MongoDB, because I can actually demonstrate what one of the problems with Mongo is. Okay, so I'm going to quickly demo a little bit of MongoDB just to make a point about some security issues. So the Mongo database is already on. So this one. So there's a shell interface, looks like that. And if I want to just make an array and add one element, I say dot some silly insert brains 0. And it works. Now, some silly array didn't exist before. It just makes it if it can't find the array, it creates one. And that's what it is now. So there's one there. To save time, I'm going to do this. I have to change the array back to the one I'm using, or the collection they're called. So this will add, if I did it right, 800 examples or entries to the some silly array case. So we can check that. So I can keep going down all of them, but it'll show a certain amount if I give it a find command with nothing else. So I can do more and more and more, or I can simply use count, and it will tell me how many there are. So yeah, that's basically how that part works. Okay, so this is the second recording piece of the Mongo database example. So we set it up. It has 801 elements. This here is the log associated with the program. I'm putting it up because one of the things it's going to do is mangle the logs, or one of the things that I'm going to do through a command in Mongo is mangle the logs. So now, normally you can, if you want to find something, you just use find in some key. But in this case, there's a problem. It's very willing to let you put anything into the find function. So if I say find, and then I say thing $where function okay, so there it's just a function that says no matter what happens, print this every time for finding everything. So now, make sure my stuff is matched up. There's one there and one there, and go. Okay, so what did it just do? We will see. There's the log file. There's the new log file. The new log file is 46K, up from 7.4K. And you can see what it is if I use the tail command. And then you can see just the last few there, right? Right here, or, oops, right there. And if I am silly enough to do this, it goes for a while, and you can see that it just says it for all of them, for all 800 of them. Now, another problem for, yeah, that's tough. And another problem, and this one's even worse. I mean, if you think of, this is just a function. It doesn't care what it is. I can do horrible things like that. So now, it'll just sit and keep doing this and never complete. And because of what it's doing, I can check that size again. Oh, now it's 54 meg, 83 meg, and we can see what it's doing if I can find there it is. So that's Mongo. Oops. Top 1, 3, 4, 2. There we go. Now it's just going to look at Mongo. So now it's running. I mean, it's using, for some reason, a second CPU, but it's using, and now it's still going. It's still going. I mean, I don't know why it's trying to use two CPUs. Kind of odd, but in any event, it's just nothing. And now the log has become 300 megabytes, and it's still going. It just keeps going. If I try to stop it, I can stop the operation, but if this is a, I mean, if this is an attacker using has found a way to inject the function, there's nothing I can do directly. There we go. So how big is it now? 467 megs. Oh, looks like it hit the end. It may have timed out. Nope, still going. Maybe it made another log. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like it changed something because of this size. But anyway, it's still going, and if you just because I can that cat command, you can tell it to cat the log, and there's the log. That goes on for quite a long time. Anyway, that is a major problem in Mongo, and that's all for this video. Okay, that's just a video I had that explains a piece of a part of Mongo and what certain types of attacks exist and how easy they are to pull off. So yeah, and so now let's see what NoSQL or the NoSQL databases say about themselves.